The 1995 Talon has a new multi-link suspension in the front and rear, providing improved steering geometry, ride, and handling. The Talon ESI features the performance suspension. The Talon TSi and TSi all-wheel drive feature an upgraded enthusiast suspension with larger front and rear stabilizer bars, different coil springs, and heavy-duty gas-charged shock absorbers. On both models, the front suspension components include a lateral lower arm and compression lower arm, which are attached to the steering knuckle with ball joints. The wheel turns on an axis between the two ball joints. The two lower suspension arms pivot inward or outward depending on the direction of the turn. The spring and shock assembly does not pivot. An upper arm, which is mounted higher than the tire, allows for the use of a softer bushing, providing a better ride without losing directional stability. The high-mounted upper arm creates an ideal axis for the wheel to turn on. This provides better stability, which helps to maintain the direction of travel when braking. The shock and spring assembly is lengthened with a damper fork. Shocks use a relief valve, which provides better ride characteristics at low speeds. Body roll is controlled by a stabilizer bar fastened to the damper forks with attaching links. A crossmember with vibration-isolating supports reduces road noise. Toe is the only adjustable angle on the front suspension. The rear suspension has also been redesigned. Components include a lower arm, toe control arm, which connects to the knuckle with the ball joint, a trailing arm, a stabilizer bar, shock absorber and coil spring assembly, and a high-mounted upper arm, which provides control of the changes in toe angle for good cornering. When you have disassembled either the front or rear suspension, the upper arms must be reinstalled at the correct angle. See the service manual for correct dimensions and installation procedures. The design of the rear suspension provides passive steering of the rear wheels during turns. Toe is the only adjustable alignment angle. That's a look at the 1995 Talon suspension. Before we move on, I've got a question for you. During installation of the front or rear suspension, which component must be installed with concern for the proper angle? A, the upper arm. B, the lateral lower arm. Or C, the compression lower arm? The answer is A. The upper arm must be installed at the correct angle. Specs are provided in the service manual. All Talons have single-piston disc brakes on all four wheels, and the rear brakes use a drum-in hat for the parking brake. But you'll see some differences in brake systems depending on how the Talon is equipped. Two different brake boosters are used. A single diaphragm booster on non-ABS front-wheel drive vehicles, and a tandem booster with two diaphragms on front-wheel drive vehicles with ABS and all-wheel drive vehicles. The ABS system for front-wheel drive vehicles is supplied by Bosch USA. It is a 4-sensor, 3-channel system, similar to previous years, with electronic control and expanded diagnostic capabilities. The ABS system for all-wheel drive vehicles is supplied by Nippon ABS. It is a 4-sensor, 2-channel system with a new G sensor used to identify differences in braking surfaces. The G sensor is located inside the center console. Locations of the ABS hydraulic unit and relays are different in the ESI and TSi because of the different engines and related wiring. See the service manual for component locations. The ABS control module is located under the carpet behind a panel on the passenger side floor pan in all Talons. Diagnostic trouble codes can be obtained with the DRB3 scan tool or by using flash codes, the way you obtained them on previous year Talons. To obtain trouble codes, turn the ignition key off before plugging in the scan tool. Then turn the ignition on. Enter ABS Diagnostics and read diagnostic trouble codes. You'll have to know how to obtain ABS trouble codes when you complete your MasterTech award questions. Before we move on, answer this question on Talon brake systems. Where is the ABS control module? A, attached to the hydraulic unit. B, in the right side kick panel. Or C, under a panel on the passenger side floor pan. The answer is C. The ABS control module is located under a panel on the passenger side floor pan. The new air conditioning system on the Talon uses R134A refrigerant. A synthetic compressor oil, Sun PAG 56, is used in this system. Mineral-based oils must not be used in R134A systems. To prevent mixing refrigerants, quick disconnect service fittings are used in place of the Schrader valve fittings used on the R12 system. A new desiccant is used in the receiver instead of silica gel. It allows for water absorption without disturbing the refrigerant. The triple pressure switch on the receiver has been replaced with a dual pressure switch. The melt bolt used on R12 receivers has been changed to a high pressure relief valve, which releases only excess pressure instead of all the system's refrigerant. The system is controlled by an automatic compressor control module in both the TSi and ESi, but some of the electrical circuits and routing are different. The AC compressor control module also energizes the condenser fan's low-speed relay when it enters the AC mode. The condenser fan's high-speed relay is controlled by the PCM. All radiator fan relays are controlled by the PCM. Inputs which determine fan operation are coolant temperature, vehicle speed, and the air conditioning compressor control module. Each fan has a high and low speed relay. There is an additional high-speed radiator fan relay on the MMC engine with an automatic transaxle, for a total of 5 relays. The ESi with the manual transaxle uses a single-speed radiator fan. All other radiator and condenser fans have 2 speeds. Fans are either 80, 120, or 160 watts, depending on the engine and transaxle used. A chart is provided in the reference book. Here's a question about the Talon's AC system. What type of compressor oil is used in the 1995 Talon's R134A AC system? A, PAG 6, B, PAG 56, C, PAG 9, or D, PAG 21? The answer is B. PAG 56 synthetic compressor oil is used in the Talon's R134A AC system. The Talon's body electrical system has some new features and some differences due to the different powertrains in the TSi and ESi. Let's start with the differences. The ESi's powertrain control module, transaxle control module for the automatic transaxle, and power distribution center are located on the left side of the engine compartment. The TSi's powertrain control module is in the front of the center console under the radio. The power distribution center is near the right front shock tower. The TCM for the TSi's automatic transaxle is located under the instrument panel on the passenger side of the center console. The TSi also has an auto cruise control unit in the passenger side kick panel. Speed control for the ESi is handled by the PCM. All of the other control modules are in the same location in the TSi and ESi. The air conditioning compressor control module is just above the evaporator housing. The ABS control module is located under a panel on the passenger side floor pan. The SRS diagnostic control module is inside the center console between the front seats. The sunroof control module is in the headliner to the right of the sunroof control panel. The keyless entry receiver is in the rear seat side panel behind the driver's door. The junction block, fuse block, interior relay center, and Electronic Time and Alarm Control System, or ETACS module, are near the lower instrument panel support, to the left of the steering column. The Talon electrical system uses 13 ground locations. Some of these are ground connectors containing a bus bar, eliminating splices and providing one ground point. In addition to engine and transaxle diagnostics, onboard diagnostics for body electrical systems are available for the anti-lock brake system and the passive restraint system. The ESi also uses onboard diagnostics for the speed control system. The C2D bus is used on the ESi for PCM to TCM communication and for vehicle diagnostics. The instrument cluster contains all the meters, gauges, indicators, and warning lamps in an easy-to-remove module with self-aligning connectors. Why is this possible? Because there's no more cable. The speedometer receives an electronic vehicle speed signal. The Electronic Time and Alarm Control System, or ETACS, controls all of the vehicle's timer and alarm functions. A complete list of ETACS functions is provided in the reference book. The ETACS module performs these features by receiving information from a variety of inputs, analyzing it, and controlling outputs, such as actuators or displays. For example, the lights on reminder alarm sounds a buzzer when the lights are on if the driver's door is open and the key is out of the ignition. To do this, the ETACS uses inputs from the tail lamp relay, driver's door switch, and ignition switch. The output is a buzzer inside the ETACS module. A theft alarm is also available in the Talon. It is integral with the ETACS module. Before we wrap up this MasterTech session, I've got one more review question for you. Where is the PCM located on the Talon TSi? A, on the right side of the engine compartment, B, near the left front shock tower, or C, in the front of the center console under the radio? The answer is C. The PCM on the Talon TSi is located in the front of the center console under the radio. Well, we've covered the highlights. But if you want to know more, be sure to attend the new training on the 1995 Talon provided by Chrysler Service Training. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next month.